want to wind back the clock a little bit now to when I was in my early 20s. I started traveling around various countries in the world, mostly countries that didn't have the kind of privileges that we enjoy here, trying to get my head around some of the humanitarian issues in the world. I don't know if it's because I was young, early 20s, or maybe just because I was a guy that felt the need to fix everything. I kept looking and looking for the thing, the silver bullet issue. I know, I got it. I know that there's so many issues in the world. There's so many things that we can try and solve. I just thought maybe there's one that helps the rest. Maybe there's that one thing. If we can solve that, everything else becomes easier. I don't know. I'm sure it was wrong thinking, but that's the way I was wired. So we're traveling to these countries and we're getting our head around how can we play a role, start an organization and start taking teenagers and young adults to different countries and trying to help out. And the first thing I kind of landed on was what I thought was one of the more basic human rights, and that's shelter. So, hey, let's build some houses. Let's create a situation where we can have some, make shelter for people. If people are homeless and they can't really get a leg up in life if they don't have a place to live. So I thought that was it. Houses, let's build houses. Then I wasn't satisfied with that, so I thought maybe, well, if a child's hungry, they're not going to do well in school or anything else if they don't have any food. So maybe we need to do feeding programs. Maybe that's the silver bullet. After all, there's a ton of studies that link malnutrition to difficulties learning and that kind of thing. So, that's food. Let's do a feeding program. Then I thought, well, water. You can go a long time without food. Water. You can't go a long time without water. Clean water. So let's start raising money for wells in Africa. Perfect. Maybe this is it. This is the silver bullet issue. Water. It's clean water. Then I start chatting with a friend of mine who's a doctor, and he said, well, if people are sick, they're not going to be able to work jobs. They're not going to be able to get an education. They're just not going to be able to be contributors to society. It's medicine. That's what it is. So we started taking doctors on trips. And I remember I was on a trip. We had about 50 medical professionals, and our lead doctor pulled me aside one night, and he said, I love what we're doing. I love that we're running these clinics and we're treating a lot of people. But I'm telling you now, you're going to save more lives building a school than building a clinic, because half the things that we're treating are just sicknesses caused by a lack of education, just by, there's some superstitions. There's things that people they're putting themselves at risk because they just don't know.
If you want to hear the rest of that story, hit that follow button and stay in touch.